All right, welcome to NFT Hype, guys. We have something for you guys cool today. Something cool for you guys today. An artist spotlight, Gisel Florez of giselflorez.com. You can find out more over there. Big Mike, do you know a little bit about Giselle and what she does?
Just from what I've seen around on Atomic Hub, .io, and then initially she was also minting on Simple Assets too. She's been part of the wax community basically almost since the start of GPK. She's been kind of tooling around and making her name. So yeah, it's nice to finally meet her and put a face to the name and maybe get a little bit more info here.
Yeah, same. I seen her work, and I reached out to her. I was so excited to meet the artist. And Giselle, let's hear a little bit about yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hello. So I'm Giselle X Florez, and I have been doing photography for a really long time. I've been in blockchain the last 2 years. It's a little less than two, and have been loving everything about it. Been exploring different chains the last year. Have been kind of like seeing what else there's past Ethereum, and it's been really interesting making different collections for different venues and different platforms. Kind of showing different sides of me in through different audiences, even like having different blockchains really has different audiences in each one. It's like little pods of communication of communities that I find pretty exciting to just be able to like see how things are developing in each one. Wax has been really fast in developing what they're doing, having GPK and like all the heroes, the blockchain heroes. I find it fascinating to see it happen. I used to be a collector of cards myself as a child, so I love, I collected Marvel, I collected mostly baseball cards, some basketball as well. My fun as a teenager was working with Excel and having price sheets and like, checking what the value of those cards were at all times. I wanted to know.
So did you have the Beckett magazine all around the house?
Yeah, there was like the Price magazine that you could order fun stuff in the back too.
Nice.
So I loved doing that as a kid, and I feel like I've now found the new version of that. And there's a lot of similar like-minded collectors here, and it's kind of a fun. It's been an interesting circle because I was such a kid back then, and I had a real passion for it. It was wild, and now it's coming back because now there's so many prices I can check, like of all kinds of things, and everything is so dynamic and flowing, up and down. But like each thing means a different. I don't know. It's wild, and it's been really fun to learn about, and share my art through it, of course.
It's a really fast space there. It evolves quite quickly as well. That's one of the things about EOSIO that I really noticed is that when it moves fast.
Yeah, it's wild, and apparently like it sounds like I'm not sure if it's just Atomic or the wax in general. It has like all these leaders coming in from different places that seem to have a really good leadership with a vision as to what they're developing.
Yeah, the Wax Council. So they're bringing on a bunch of corporations to kind of advise them on how to move forward and what would work well for them, so that eventually that they can actually become partners.
So I'd love to be part of all this and see how it develops and see where I fit in. Tell me.
I was going to say, how long have you done photography?
It's now 17, 18 years photography. So I shoot with a 4x5 digital.
Is that digital a medium format or?
Here, I can put it on the screen. Hold on.
Oh, wow. Cool. Okay. Can't pick that up at the, wow. Can't get that at Best Buy, huh? Nice.
Damn, that's old school.
So this is the camera of choice. It's a digital stills and video camera. So I can have so many fun controls with everything I do. It's like super geeky.
What's the sensor size on that?
It's a Leica SL full frame. It's actually like a medium format sensor.
Okay.
Did you build that, or is that like?
Pretty
buy
much.
that somewhere?
No, you can't buy it like that. So you just have to.
I didn't think so.
It's like you have to know how the parts. It's like I got really into finding out what the parts, like how to make a digital 4x5 video camera. You know, I just really wanted to make it. So I found the people that were designing the right parts.
It looks like an old like Ansel Adams style camera.
It's like it gives you control that they had back then that people forgot about. So I have all these controls that
cool.
But I have an instant response, and I can like delve so much into anything I want to see. So it's wild. It's so much fun. I love it.
So then you make a lot of your exposures and changes manually rather than doing stuff in post then?
Yes. I do so much in camera. I find in camera to be so important. Especially, I mean, why not? It's free. Like you don't have to pay for film anymore. And the controls are key to making a unique image. So a lot of my images, the ones that you've seen on wax, they're created with light. They're light beams that I've captured in different formats and different.
So that's actual physical light beams that you've caught. Yes.
That's the variation of color that you see are all different light sources. So they're all different, like mixes of many different types of light sources. And that's why they have different patterns to them. Like the totem collection is actually a multi-layered light form. So like I have like, I've been working with it in post to make those wax totems. Like they're a little bit different than the clear transmission of light series that I make.
Would you mind me sharing my screen so you can look at and make comments on them while you're talking?
Because that's really like, as a photographer, to get the image in the camera that you're looking for and not really do that much work in post is basically like the ultimate goal.
Yeah.
Right.
I love the control of it. So this is the most recent series. Each wax totem goes with like a pretty open concept as far as like the feeling of what a totem is, like something is like protection, you know. Here I worked with a central circle theme, working with different, almost like cutting it in a pie chart, you know, but all with the waves of light. So it's all playing with like multi-layered exposures of light, like in post, that is in post. Because these are kind of like, I'm taking all the different light pictures that I have taken and putting them together into one little tight collectible package.
But you're just layering them, right? You're not actually doing much editing post-wise, or?
Like, I'm, the line work that you see, those are light waves. So like, they're just layered on top of each other at this point. And I work with like a theme for each version of the totem series. Yeah.
What does the word totem mean? Is that something that's in the photography industry, or is that something that you came up with?
No, it's like a protection. Like you wear, you know, it's like a piece of protection. Like each one kind of just has like a more philosophical theme, like of feel. Like, I don't know. I've been trying to put feeling into my artworks in a way that, I don't know. I've been playing with different methods of communicating visually with people and seeing how to give emotions a place out.
Who's your audience, Gisel? Was it prior to wax? Was it where were they and who are they? And now has it changed since you've come onto wax? Like, is it more a collectible crypto focused audience now as opposed to before?
I came from a more traditional art world. I went to the Rhode Island School of Design and graduated from there in 2003. And since then have been just pursuing photography and New York City art and the art world. My husband's into the arts as well. He went to Cooper Union. And we do a lot of art events at our place. So like my audience is mostly not in this world of blockchain.
And we wouldn't expect them to be, right? So
yeah, and it's funny speaking to some of them, or some are intrigued. My last physical show was kind of giving away these coins that were also NFT collections. Like if you go to my website, giselflorez.com, you'll see like there's different collections. There's the GXF collection, and those are pieces. It's like the first big project I did in blockchain where I had physical prints that I made that I signed each one, and I had QR codes on the back, and I worked with a linking company to do the QR NFT straight into your wallet. You know, like you get the wallet with the scan. So I did that for people that have never seen blockchain before, and they were intrigued. You know, some of them did it, some of them didn't. Some of them just kept it as artwork.
The QR code created an eighth wallet, is that right?
So the QR code would just link the NFT and you can claim the NFT.
Okay.
Linkdrop.io. They're awesome people. They were so great to work with because I knew very little about it then too. So and being in wax, so I started on Super Rare, and they helped me transition into learning about all of this, wallets and everything. I was a newbie, and now I'm also in Known Origin and a bunch of other ETH blockchains. Also have some pieces in DGX, like Bullionix has the gold staking. The gold staking was so interesting, and that's what I love about wax too. It's like you can stake wax in your artworks, and that's going to be part of my phase 2 with the totem pieces. I have another idea coming with like working more with the staked value in the artworks itself, like having more of like a play. What is it? Like I just love that. Like, okay, this is what I wrote to explain what I think of the fusion of atoms to create a table of elements. Like I want like to make atom pieces that will, I don't know how to explain it. It's
Sounds cool.
I love the fractionalizing of the blockchains and the way, you know, I've just conceptually, I've been trying to incorporate it into how I present my works and different projects within it. So the phase 2 of the wax totems will be something like that, more value-based questions or things I could push.
This is exactly why I love the wax ecosystem, because it's bringing together the tech community and the art community, and just it's two worlds that probably would have never collided prior to this, and now we're seeing it happen in real time.
The gaming and the collectors. It's like a lot of groups. It's a lot of groups coming together that can all help each other benefit and grow.
Yeah.
Gisel, how would you describe your work? Like, would you say you're an impressionist photographer, or what would you? How would you label your style?
I like to say artist in light. I like to say that I'm a bit of a light worker, a visual light worker in some ways.
And have you always like been attracted to that? Has that always been your medium, or did you do landscapes, or?
You know, I started out with explosions and raw meat.
Explosions.
Yeah.
More light work.
Big murals.
Cool.
This is how I started photography. I in college I did a final project of a big mural, you know, darkroom developed mural photography with really close up 4x5 shots of meat. I hung them out of meat chains all around the studio. like these are like huge 40, but you know, they're like big pieces of meat. Then now just like around you, and then I had a fried chicken, like a Roy Rogers bucket chicken in the middle, so that people could eat.
Oh my God.
while
That's
watching the meat. And, you
awesome.
know, everybody's like, you're a vegetarian, right? This is a, you know, this is a, and it's like, you know, the funny thing is it wasn't really about not eating meat, because I eat meat and I have no problem with it. It's just like about seeing this like ultra detail of something and understanding what it is you're actually looking at versus like consuming or like being part of in your life. Like, so I don't know, I'm always looking for different things in life that just kind of like make, you know, make different things connect with your lives. So
Well, yeah, now that you've just
explosions.
described your totem series, now I want to go look at those and like pick them apart and actually see like how you did what. And because before it was just like, oh, this is really cool, and like, but I had no context, right? So now
I
it's like, whoa.
know. It's like, and I've kept the totem pieces pretty simple. Like they're really just small, you know, little, like I want to just make like a little easy collectible that's not too much, you know, not too expensive, or
Right.
you know, I want to be kind of within the range of people that are like normal collectors, you know, like I like the idea of having something special though for that price. You know, it's not just like the same coin that they minted a million times, you know, it's a little bit more than that. But so then I went from, let me finish the thought on the meat. So it went from like the meat to then fire. I like burned a lot of fashion handbags. Like I was doing a lot of still life photography for in-house, just as websites were coming about, everybody needed their items to be on white. So I worked for Barney's New York. I helped them build a photo studio, and I gave them all their specs, and I was running it for a while, and that was great. But then I was like, wow, I need more in my life, like than just taking pictures on white. So I ended up just like burning a Fendi bag on fire. And then I did a whole series of flaming fashion items. V magazine had me in there for a few spreads, and like I had, you know, a lot of fun success with like the fashion photography world back when it was like booming, you know. And now, you know, now there's like all this, my work has become more conceptual and less fashion, you know. I still do commercial work here and there, and I'm open to all kinds of fun projects. I like, you know, everything from like watches to like, you know, anything with detail. I love taking pictures of. So, but the blockchain has given me such a fun venue for really delving into my artwork as far as like conceptual works, and it's been really fun.
And now you can, like you said, now you can create like these consumable pieces that you can share with everyone else and mint some of them. What is your plan to use? So I see you have like a one of 6 of these totems. What are your plans for future drops on wax?
They're editions of 6, the pieces, and I think this is my 3rd that I've come up with. This is my 3rd of the totems that's out right now. The first series is sold out. The second series is like half sold out. You know, I've been keeping it open and just letting it be, and not oversaturating with too many, because I like it to come from like, when I feel like making one, I will make one, you know, like when the feeling and the thought comes to me, I'm not going to like force myself to make them, because then what's the point? You know, it doesn't mean anything. So,
and why 6?
Just to keep it kind of small, not too big of an edition, just so 6 lucky people have it, each one. And hopefully you end up trading against each other. You know, I don't know. We'll see how it goes and how it opens up. Yeah.
Well, I guess
Cool.
we can take a look at the ones you have on there now. And you said whenever you feel like it, you might drop another one. So feel free to
give a shout out to Wizard X, because he helped me get into wax and like know anything. He helped me get through the barriers of how to enter wax and learn how to do that. So that was.
Now, what do you
Nice.
think about the barriers to enter wax? It wasn't that hard, was it?
It was a bit hard because I wanted to have my own name. It was a bit hard because I wanted to, you know, I didn't want it to be a random name on there for my wallet. I'm not sure how Wizard did it, but I was able to get help with that for having my own name, because that just means a lot to me. And understanding the RAM and the different computer elements that are needed to be staked in a way to use it. It takes a little understanding, but it's not the only one like that. I know there's a few. I know Engine is similar. Like I know there's a few other wallets that do that. But then you don't have to pay gas, and that makes a lot of sense, and that's really wonderful.
You actually did the super advanced user version too, right? Because most people just come in on the cloud wallet and then they don't
I didn't like my cloud. I hated
so.
my cloud wallet. I did not like it. I didn't like. I had too little control in my cloud wallet. I didn't.
100%. And that's what it's designed for, right? It's designed for people to for it to be easy. So
I know it's just like for the people that will invest heavily, they want to know, you know, like even if we don't know, we want to know. So it's like a way to like easily have people transition in where they can go from like basic to advanced without having to leave the wallet. Because I ended up using Anchor Wallet and I find it much better.
Right.
So it's like that hurdle of like having to switch to a different wallet again. It's like, it's not fun.
Right.
It's not fun at all. So it just takes a little too much effort, I think, for most people to really get to the point where they want to be with that. I have a feeling that's a big barrier.
I guess you didn't like your WAM address too for the wax bottle.
Without being able to choose, it's not fun.
Contrast that to not to be tribalistic, but contrast that to the experience you had on Super Rare. Was it?
I had a very similar problem because Fortmatic is the same exact thing that the Wax wallet does. It's like so easy that anybody can do it. But then when you want to, I don't remember what it was that I wanted to do. It was either move my funds or it was to have the same address for a different platform. I wanted to use the same token, like my same wallet address for all the artworks I've ever tokenized. This is something I found really important to me when I came in, because I didn't want it to be from multiple numbers. You know, like a creator is a creator and you should keep that creation name or string of numbers forever. I mean, ideally, because otherwise, how will you know if it's an imposter or not? Yeah. So I did Fortmatic in entering the Ethereum, and it never did it. Something about either the JSON string didn't work or it didn't decode correctly. It had an error of some sort. So I had like 3 days of like coding on a Mac computer with terminal. And I don't know how to do any of that stuff. So it was like I was being coached on how to crack the wallet so I could eventually
artists
open
shouldn't have
my
to do that.
other things. No, but I felt proud of myself because at least I learned stuff. You know, it's like a lot of learning.
That's right.
And the more you learn, the better and the stronger you'll be in whatever you do. So of course, I'm going to take the opportunity. So that was my barrier for Ethereum, and it was just as hard. Not just as hard, but because I had help with the Wax. So Wax was helpful because I had already friends that knew about it. Very helpful, always reaching out to friends or somebody that you know is already part of it. I've had a few people reach out to me about Wax, and I love sharing information because, you know, it's the best way to move forward with all the spaces.
For sure. Get more people involved.
Yes, and make it easy for them. So those developers, Atomic has been so great for developing their platform. They've been so responsive and quick to adjust things and to take recommendations. Nothing's ever taken personal, which is great because it's not about that. And it's so fun to see updates and upgrades so quickly.
And the platform just keeps getting better, right? Which is what we want in the end. So.
Yeah, and I love looking at what's for sale. I love being able to sort and to like all the choices with sorting and number, like additions and what mint number it is on each one. All of that stuff is really important and awesome to be able to see the whole collection. And within that collection is like, I want to see the 1 to 10 mints, you know, like that kind of, it's great for collecting and getting the right price that you want.
Yeah. And sales too, like you can go through the whole sales log and just pick out each individual project. And then and you can even look at say pack sales for BCH or
Yeah.
chibi sales or whatever, right? It's really cool.
It's going to be great for the big companies coming in for sure. It's funny being a small artist in it because things are being developed without even me noticing. Like I recently saw that there's a chart where it shows like the past history sale price, and then like it goes up or down based on the sale price. And of course you always want it to look like it's going up, right? But like if you implement it in a point where that wasn't relevant before, it's like to see the price, like I had it at one price and then I put it lower just to see, like just to have it refresh in the market. And I didn't realize like changing the price would then, because then it looks like it's going down. Like,
Right.
like it's so dramatic, even though it's like information of what, a few weeks, like who knows, of like one time I changed the price, because
it's
there's
also
so much information to go
it's
by.
also not mint sensitive because you can have a price of an item go all the way up just because it was a mint number one, and it's not reflected in the chart as well too.
Good point. All this stuff is really important. That's going to be so valuable later on. That kind of update is very important, I think, for them.
Well, and the thing is that I've talked to them about that, and it's difficult for them to change that. I think what they've done is they've tried to eliminate like mint 1, mint 2 sales kind of thing and try and get a better average.
Yeah.
But I mean, collectors like to pay for mints, so
Yeah,
that's gonna skew things.
Yeah, right. Like even just different color codes on the chart, like making the chart a little more explain a little more. I think that would be helpful.
Be cool.
If they can't change it, they could do different colors for the mint number.
Yeah, totally.
I used to
have like a range or something.
Yeah, and I love helping with these things. Like I back at college, I also worked with Brown University, and they had a virtual reality lab, and I did a class where it was like helping the scientists decode all the information that they have in charts, and how do you decode that and make it into a program you can visually see, so that you can like understand what this data is actually saying visually. That for me is a really huge thing. I love working on those challenges, like how to visualize data is the most important thing right now for these companies to be able to like show charts, because charts are great. Charts are so important, but they can really be, there can be so many levels to them visually that can show you so many different things. So I helped with the Brown University. They were doing like visual blood flow studies, so that you could see where the blood flow would get collected in the vein arteries. Like they were studying these things, and to see it in VR, this was like 2003, 2004. And seeing it in VR is like wild. It was so cool to see information in a visual representation. So, and now VR has come back force, and I didn't know about it for many years. I didn't check in. And now seeing VR, how it's developed, and wow, the amount of things people are doing, it is so cool.
And the whole AR thing too is really rad. I want to get into that more.
I know, I've been making some 3D models, and I haven't played with it yet, but I'd love to see how they do in an AR setting. Like once you have an object, you can kind of put it anywhere now and play with the idea. It's really nice.
Yeah,
cool.
It's really cool.
Gisel, let us know what you're excited about next, and also where folks can reach you.
They could reach me at linktree.com/GiselX. You can see all my links and different things you can check out. I have tried to put all my platforms there. I'm not sure if I have all of them, but I know Wax is on there. And yeah. I love the projects. All of them have been developing so wild and so fun to see. We'll see. I don't know. There's a lot going on.
Look out for a surprise drop.
I try to see as many as I can, and yeah, surprise drops for me. I'll Twitter about them or something if they're around, or Instagram, or you can find me on most platforms.
Okay.
Are you still minting on other platforms as well?
I am, yeah. When Ethereum gas is low only, so it depends. But we'll see how much shift happens here into.
So Wax fans get more drops when ETH gas is high.
Yes, exactly. I might start new series just for that, because
the gas series.
The gas.
That would be fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You could go around and take pictures of like super old gas pumps or something, or
That
like
would be
gas
fun.
cans, or like, and then like
Just lighting
just
them on
some
fire.
layering.
Lighting them on
Light
fire.
it
Even better.
Go back to
Smoke.
explosions. Yeah,
Of
make full
course,
circle.
of course. My first tokens on Super Rare were of fireworks with physical mirrors on the fireworks themselves. So there's like this video
Cool.
and yeah, now I'm in it for long term. So there's going to be all kinds of different things developing from me. I like to keep it open and free and see what it is that wants to come out at the time. So maybe you'll see something, maybe not.
Cool.
Well, hopefully so.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, glad to have you
Anyway.
part of the wax community. That's for sure.
Cool. Yeah, thanks. And I feel like it would be really great, of course, if wax eventually separates their things somehow with artworks. It would be cool to have a little different atomic hub, art hub type selection, because I know more and more artists are wanting to tokenize there, and it gets a little lost with all these gaming assets, I have to say.
Well, if you want a platform on Wax, maybe hit me up in DM after we can start out something on Wax Stash.
Cool. I don't know what that is, but all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, art related without gas fees, artists really need it. All the other artists are dying out there, so it's I can feel the pain, especially with changing your set price. If you have to change your set price and every time it's a gas fee, it's like, oh my God. Yeah. Especially with the changes of value, like all of mine are valued now all crazy because I'm not going to change. I'm not going to spend on changing it. Like, you just put a bid if you want, if you like the artwork, put a bid. I'll think about it. It'll be really nice.
Not something we have to think about on Wax.
Like, no, it's really nice to be able to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really nice to check in every once in a while, and it's like, oh, great, cool.
I sold some stuff. Sweet.
Yeah, and then I go looking at, what's the new pod? What's the new, what's the new
Yeah. What am I going to spend this wax on now?
Exactly.
Awesome.
What new people are on the scene that I can check out,
Yeah, totally.
Well,
Okay,
again, it was a pleasure to have you on. Mike,
Thanks.
any last questions, or you good?
I think I'm good. Yeah, it was great to meet you and a pleasure to talk to you. And hopefully we can have you on again if you come up with some new stuff for us to look at.
Thanks so much. All right. It was fun. Thanks a lot.
Okay. Bye, Giselle.
Bye.
Thanks.